Hello everybody, welcome to Daytona. Getting ready for the Division 1 Daytona 500. So, Division 1 drivers right here on the left hand side of the screen. Show you some of the drivers. A lot of these guys are veterans from Season 1 or Season 2. And we showed you the race last night for Division 2. A lot of those drivers are brand new to the series. So great to see them. They had a very wild Daytona 500. Tonight's distance is 80 laps. I feel like it's going to be another pretty crazy race. 42 drivers in each division. So if you're watching, next weekend is Bristol. Under the lights, racing. It's going to be a lot of fun. That is both Division 1, Division 2. Been trying to post as much as I can on the Discord channel. And like we said, the Division 1, Division 2 series, they all have the same race schedule. The Division 2 races are shorter than Division 1, and there's going to be more pit stops in those races. That's really the only difference. So, and a very big thing from last year to this year, or last season to this season. Last season we ran on an online server, so if a caution flag came out, we were able to put it out manually. And that is not the case this season. We have 42 drivers in each division. If you go online, you can only have up to 41 drivers. So, it's going to be a little interesting. We saw in the duels, we saw in the duels, 2 weeks ago, I believe it is. Sam Oskin had a mechanical failure, ended up crashing out of the tri-oval, took a few other drivers with him, and there was no caution. So, that can happen, and unfortunately it does happen. So, I don't know. I don't know how it's going to go. Now, I know we can hit drive, and I can throw the caution out manually that way, but we can only do that one time during the race. So, I mean, that might be an option, but I don't know. Hopefully, we don't have to do that, but we will see. I know at Bristol, sometimes the caution does not come out if there's a spin, so that'll be interesting to see next week. But with all that being said, let's go ahead and go down to the starting lineup for the Daytona 500.
Drivers, to your cars.
So the 26, actually, hold on one sec. There we go. So the 26, Daniel Voiles, he won a photo finish over Jeremiah Dwayne and Destiny Borg. 3 wide at the line in the duels. He will start first, gets his first pole in his first Daytona 500 race. Beside him, the 22, Jeremiah Dwayne. He was a part of the photo finish. Starting in third, Destiny Borg. Destiny Borg was also a part of that photo finish. She comes up from the ARCA series, finished second here last season in the ARCA season opener. Beside her, the 95, Tavis Haken. He is back for his second season. Got the 54, Noah Kim. He is in his first start. Got the 39, that is Jacob Britt. Jacob Britt could be in his final season here in the All-Star Offline Racing Series. We'll have to keep you guys posted on that. Not sure if he is going to retire after this season. Behind them, the 44, Equan Hazim. And the 02, Logan York. Equan is not really a stranger to the series. He ran one race last season at Texas, and he was subbing for Alexander Jones. Ended up getting in a horrible crash with Callie Hancock, and that injured him and put him out of the series for the rest of the season. So, great to see him back and in his own ride. The next row, we've got the 21, Kyle Vickers, the 9 of Brew Zero. Kyle Vickers is an ARCA driver, making his debut today. Brew Zero comes off with another pretty good finish in the Cup Series championship last season. In the next row, we've got the 56, Ricky Freeman Jr. Beside him, the 11 of Callie Hancock. Callie finished second in the Cup Series points last season by 10 points over Tim Hoffman. Tim is not in this season. Behind them, we've got the 45. That's Osman Hamid. Beside him, the 55, Bean Weeby, hoping to have a better season than season number 2. That was not a good season for him or his team. They're looking to come back this season. Behind them, the 08, Carl Hernandez. He did not have a sponsor at the beginning of this season in the duels. He was able to get a sponsor after his finish. Finished pretty good, so great to see him. The 14, Jackson Kelsey, beside him. He is part of Robbie Bannister's team. He was just added to that team late, so he starts, I believe, 16th today. Behind them, the 24, Matt Pichot, and the 73, Carter Joey. Carter was involved in the crash, but he was able to get his car repaired. Wasn't too slow, finished pretty good still in the top 20. Then we've got the 96, Jeff Light. Beside him, the 51, Foxy Pirate. This 51, he won the ARCA Series opener last season here at Daytona. Got the 6 of Skylar Rocha beside him, the 18 of Mike Afton. Got the number 1 of Cole DeMarco, the 00 of Tony Hernandez. Tony, another driver who was a sponsorless team until the dual finish, and now he has a sponsor. That's great to see there. Got the 4, Robbie Bannister. He is back in this series after a 1-season absence. He won at Talladega. He has 1 win. That's at the Super Speedway track, so maybe he can get a second Super Speedway win today. Beside him, the 8 of Ron Jackson, part of Team Weeby. He is hoping to have a good season, maybe even get a win today. Got the 17 of Alexander Jones. Beside him, the 13 of Colin Murphy. Alexander won the, never mind, that was Jacob Britt. I always say Alexander Jones won the Truck Series season, but he did not. Never mind. Got the 10. That is Bryson Bannister. He is making his debut Daytona 500 start today. Beside him, the 2 of Brian Lancaster. Brian won a qualifying race here at Daytona in season number 1. Got the 86 of Nottingham Scott. Starting beside him is the 12 of Brendan Hancock. Brendan very strong in the Clash. Almost won that race. Robbie Bannister ended up winning. Brendan finished 2nd in the Truck Series points last season, and that was his debut season. Let's see if he can get a win this season. Got the 48 of Ryan Benjamin. Beside him, a 16 of Sahara Rocha. Sahara was involved in that huge crash in the duels, and all these drivers behind the 16 are now in backup cars. We've got the 7 of Reese Splutzer. We've got the 15, that is Colby Harris. 38, that's Axel Zero. Uh-oh, somebody not starting. That's Brian Lancaster. So Brian Lancaster already having issues today. He is going to possibly miss the start. I don't know if maybe he just didn't get his car started or what happened. But that's not a way to start the Daytona 500. So we said the 38 of Axel Zero. The next row is the 3 of Chris Splutzer. Had a good car until he was caught up in the crash late in the duels. He starts near the back. 29 of Colton Harmon. Oop. Right here, making 1 start today. He is probably not going to finish out the season. He might have a few races, but that's it. Real quick while we're under pace laps before we go through the last few cars. Just want to give a shout out to an old friend of mine. Found out that a friend I used to hang out with and be pretty close to, he committed suicide, unfortunately. So he was a huge racing fan, loved Ryan Newman, and we're probably going to run some Ryan Newman schemes on Team Harmon just to honor him. So you'll be missed, definitely. It's really unfortunate. So anyway, I just wanted to give a little shout out and just mention that. So behind him, then, is the 50 of Lorelei Weeby and the 5 of Samet Oskin. Brian Lancaster still on pit road. He is going to miss the start. If he can get back out on the track, he'll be a few laps down, more than likely. 80 laps, though, in this race. That is a lot of time. If he can get back out on the track, he might be alright. So the 26, Danny Foyles. going to lead the field to the green flag. We are underway here at Daytona. Green flag in the air. Daniel got a nice jump. He might be able to get up and clear the 22 of Jeremiah Dwayne. Destiny Board coming with him. She is side by side with Jeremiah and the number 22. She will take second place away. Noah Kim and Equan Hazim, they're behind Destiny. Nice start so far. Brian Lancaster still on pit road. We will update you guys on his condition. Daniel Voiles out front, but look at the 54, Noah Kim. He is going for the lead as in the middle of the pack, Ricky Freeman Jr. by himself. Oh, and there's some contact back here. The 4 of Robbie Bannister into the side of Cole DeMarco. I thought they were going to wreck out of the tri-oval. Looks like they're going to be okay, but man, they're really mixing it up in the front of this pack. Daniel Voiles led that lap. Noah Kim could not quite lead the lap. Now Noah in the middle. Daniel up top. Here comes Equan Hazim for the lead with Kyle Vickers behind him. Now Osman Hamid, the 45 on the inside. These are teammates, the 45 and the 44. Actually, I believe the 7 also is a part of the team. I think. That's Reese Splitzer. So 3 wide, Equan Hazim out front. His teammate right behind him, trying to draft up behind the 44. Brian Lancaster still on pit road. If he can get his car back out, he is going to be multiple laps down. And his chances of winning the 500 are going to be cut pretty quick. Equan Hazim still out front. They're 4 wide back here. We have not seen this work yet this week. Noah Kim in the middle. Kyle Vickers, Osman Hamid, Matt Pichot. Already just on lap 3, they are battling side by side. This could be bad for many drivers, especially being this far up front. Not a good idea to run 4 wide here. Driver I do want to pay attention to is the 50 of Laura Lee Wiebe. She did not complete a lap in the duels. She basically had the same issue as Brian Lancaster, who is not in this race. He has retired with clutch issues. That's exactly what happened to Laura Lee in the duels. So Brian's race already over before it begins. That's unfortunate for him. But the 50 of Laura Lee, she has no laps on her car since the duel. She is running right now in last in this pack. Kind of staying a little further away from the pack than most are. I think she's seeing how close they're racing up front. I would not want to be in this pack. As right now, the 96 Jeff Light coming to the front. And the 51 Foxy Pirate, last season's ARCA race winner, battling for the lead now. So, unlike the duels, the pit window is around lap 30 to 40 is about what they can make it. Or about how far they can make it. The duels, we just wanted to have some pretty cool pit strategy since it was a short race. I think it worked out pretty well. It was pretty neat. Oh, and there's some contact between the 00 of Tony Hernandez and the 96 of Jeff Light. They're getting so close to each other. All these drivers are. 4 wide behind them as Foxy Pirate, the 51, falling back a little bit. They're going to go back down to 3 wide for now. But yeah, unlike the duels, we just have a regular pit frequency since this is a longer race. These drivers will have to pit at least once, maybe twice, depending if it goes green flag or not. Jeff Light still out front, Tony Hernandez in the middle, and now on the inside line, the 10 of Bryson Bannister. He is making his way towards the front. He is going to try to lead this race. He is making his first start today. He has got a lot of drafting help. Colby Harris, Chris Spletzer, Colton Harmon, Sam Oskin. These are all drivers that started in the back of the field. And here they are working their way towards the front. So a lot of the drivers that started up near the front are falling to the back now. Noah Kim, that 54, he is still up at the front. But you see Quan Hazim, about the 6th or 7th car on the outside line. The 26 of Daniel Voiles is even further back. And he was the pole sitter. Noah, though, has a pretty good-looking car. Running in about the 7th, 8th position right now, as they're 3 wide for the lead. Bryson on the inside, trying to nudge ahead of the 00 and the 96. So things have kind of calmed down since the beginning of this race. It was a little bit hectic. We saw some 4 wide very early on. I think they're 4 wide actually in the back. Maybe not. See, Laura Lee Weeby still pretty much stuck in the back here. I think she's just trying to fill her car out and get it ready for the end of this race when it gets to that point. Brian Lancaster has not been able to be reached for any comments. Not happy with his Daytona 500 starting out the way it did, ending on the pit road before the pace lap begins. Still 3 wide at the front. Jeff Light able to hold on to the lead. He is kind of a little further away from the 9 of Bruce Ayers than he would like to be. Everyone else tucked up behind their drafting partner. Bruce not so close to that 96. Seems like Jeff has a pretty fast car right now. So as the pack is pretty tightly bunched, 3 wide right now, if somebody makes a pretty drastic move, that is going to really mess up a lot in this lead pack. See, a lot of the drivers are kind of just, they're stuck in place almost now. We've seen in the duels, somebody will try to make a pass, get out of line, and that will check a lot of drivers up, and you'll get a draft, and it just, from there on out, it is a massive turn of events. And we have seen it result in a few crashes this week as well. I'm amazed at how far out that 96 is from the 9. 18 of Mike Afton could go up and just fill that hole if he wanted. Jeff Light's still able to hold on to the lead. Though I don't like how far he's getting out, not out in front. That is going to hurt his momentum on the straightaways. I think some of these drivers are going to, I don't know, possibly be able to pass that 96, maybe clear him too if they pass. Not sure if I'm echoing in this race or not. I know I've been echoing a lot lately. I'm not sure why that is. I have the same exact setup that I did in seasons 1 and 2, but it's been like constant, so I'm really sorry about that. Hopefully that's not too annoying. I'm not sure. I don't know. I don't know why it is like that. So you see the 10, Bryson Bannister. He is falling back. He is losing some ground on the straightaways. 00 Tony Hernandez trying to pull ahead of that 96 and try to clear him. Outside line looking pretty good right now. They're able to hold their own. Colby Harris has not been able to push Bryson to the front yet. There's some strong cars on the inside line. You see the, who was it? The 00 of Tony Hernandez. He just went and filled the top line, the gap there between the 96 and the 9. And that is going to create some issues, I think. See Jeff now going down low, going to try to block every line from getting past him. He is getting too far ahead. That killed the top line's momentum. I mean, you can see how far Jeff Light is now ahead. I have a feeling we're about to see a lead change. If Jeff can go down low and block, though, I think he might be okay, but he is getting too far ahead. At 96, man, he is a rocket ship right now. He is just pulling away. But we know how the draft here works. Bryson Bannister in the middle line, pushed by Noah Kim. Noah has a pretty quick car, too. Out of anybody that has been up at the front and been on the top line or the middle line, Noah's really the only driver to be able to stay up at the front. See the inside line. Colby Harris, he has fallen back after Bryson went up top. And somebody's got to catch that 96. I don't understand how he is able to pull ahead that far. Just shows how good that 96 car is right now. They're drafting, not able to pass that 96. He is in a comfortable lead right now. It's where you want to be in this race. We have not seen a caution yet, no crashes or anything. They've been pretty calm. It's a very long race, though. There is a long way to go. 65 laps to go this time by. Look at Noah Kim going down low. He is going to try to pass Bryson. That's going to be for second, and this could be the move that really scrambles the field up. This could be what changes the entire field. Look back here. There's 4 wide. Chris Pletzer going down low. Ooh, Colby Harris went down. I thought he was going to hit the 3. Chris Pletzer now leading the inside line. Noah Kim might be able to get the lead away even. Noah Kim has a very fast car. He got a good push through the corner. And here he comes 4 wide behind them. Chris Pletzer in the middle of that. Now he is ahead of the 4 wide. Noah Kim battling for the lead. Here comes Kyle Vickers, Chris Pletzer, Colton Harmon, Carl Hernandez, many others. And now Jeff Light falling back. Noah Kim, I think, is going to lead the lap. Chris Pletzer. Oh, nope, it was Noah. Noah Kim leads the lap. Now Chris Pletzer going for the lead. Here comes Colton Harmon underneath of Chris Pletzer. These drivers have made it all the way from the back to the front. Sam Adoskin up here as well in that number 5. So they were 4 wide. They sort that back out and get down to 3 wide. The 3 and the 54 said rumors that next season they are going to be teammates. Look at Sam Adoskin making it 4 wide. Oh my gosh, they're getting too close off the turn. Sam Adoskin trying to get past. 4 wide for the lead. This is not a good situation for these drivers. Chris Pletzer was able to lead that lap, but these drivers... Oh, Colton Harmon around. Sam Adoskin turns him. Oh no, this is not going to be good. Colton up into the wall. Jeff Light's involved. And a massive crash. Nottingham Scott. There's Skylar Rocha, the 14 Jackson Kelsey, Osman Hamid, Sahara Rocha. There's the 17 of Alexander Jones. Heavy damage. Jeremiah Dwayne involved. I think some of these drivers here, the 38 of Axel Zero, Bean Weeby, I don't think they got a lot of damage. Logan York right here, he has a ton of damage to hit the front of his car. Same with, I believe that's the 00 of Tony Hernandez. Matt Pouchot was involved, and man, oh man, you see Colton Harmon's car demolished. Quan Hazem, he's on pit road too. I don't know if he had damage. I don't think he was involved in that crash. So Colton Harmon's day is going to be done. He has not had a good speed weeks. I think he's been involved in every crash. Well, at least one crash in every race so far. Mike Afton, heavy damage to the left side of his car. Said Alexander Jones, the 17 has damage. Back here, Jeff Light, he was one of the fastest cars early. You see all the damage he's got. His race could be done. So through all of that mess, Andy Rollo comes out with the lead. Ron Jackson second, third Chris Spletzer, Brendan Hancock fourth, fifth Sam Odoskin. I think Noah Kim, where did he go? Noah Kim was involved in that, I think. He might have gotten some minor damage. I don't think it's anything significant, though. He is up near the front. There he is. He doesn't have a lot of damage. I think Noah's going to be all right. As everybody going to come down pit road. We'll be a little over a fourth of the way through this race once we get back to green flag. So huge crash already early in this race. See Colton Harmon there, multiple drivers on pit road with damage. Equan has him. I don't know what happened to that 44. Well, let's go ahead and show you what happened to Colton. He was just, flat out turned right here. You see the 5, Sam Odoskin. He's going to make contact with the 29. Sam just tried to make it 4 wide. Tried to make it work, and it did not. Colton up the track. He almost saved it. Ooh. And you see Kyle Vickers, Mike Afton, Jacob Britt, Logan York, and a lot of drivers did a great job of missing that wreck. But, man, oh man, watch this. I mean, if they weren't 3 wide, they might have been able to save it. Colton hit the wall. If he was able to stay up a little more and the back end didn't swing out, they'd be okay. Jeff Light, heavy damage. Tony Hernandez, 21, Kyle Vickers hit pretty hard. Jackson Kelsey hit the 18. Robbie Bannister hit his teammate. Man, it's just a pileup. And look at these drivers here. They pretty much all but stop. A lot of minor damage with some of the drivers. Let's go ahead and ride on board with some of the drivers that were involved in this and just see what happened. Riding on board Jeff Light. I mean, these drivers here, they had no idea that Colton went up the track. Jeff was just piled into. Go ahead and ride on board with Jacob Britt. Oh, Jacob got some damage. Man, look at Callie Hancock, too. She was able to just almost ride right through it. No damage, I don't think, at all. 7 of Reese Spletzer in front of her. Yeah, everyone did a pretty nice job of slowing down. Wow, that was pretty close. What about the 55 of Bean Weeby? Bean has had issues in the past of getting past crashes, being involved in a lot of different accidents last season, and I think he did a great job to miss this crash. He hit Axel Zero just a little bit, but it wasn't that bad. So huge crash. Nearing the 1/4 mark of this race. Sam Odoskin spins Colton Harmon. Colton Harmon tried to save the car and almost had it saved. A few drivers get some pretty bad damage, though. Everybody, though, slowed down for the most part. Equan Hazem, he is back out on the track. I don't know what happened with him. Colton Harmon, the only driver out of the race. Tony Hernandez, he got the front of his car repaired. Mike Afton, he's got some damage to the roof. Same with Skylar Rocha. Jeff Light, his damage is repaired. Wow, I'm actually surprised on that one. His car looks pretty clean. Logan York's damage repaired. Axel Zero, so we might have a good pack. I don't know if anyone will be too slow. Sahara has some damage. See the 9 Brew Zero, the right side of his car is all bent in. That might hurt the aerodynamics a bit. And Sam Oskin comes out of pit road with the lead. Green flag is going to be next time by, I believe, right? I think so. Yeah, pace lights are off on the pace car. So the 5, Sam Oskin leading this race. Andy Rollo second. Third, Colin Murphy. Fourth, Ron Jackson. Fifth, Carl Hernandez. Sixth, Cole DeMarco. Seventh, Chris Spletzer. Eighth, Ryan Benjamin. Ninth, Carter Joey. And 10th, Ricky Freeman Jr. Equan Hazem is, I believe, 2 laps down. No, he is 1 lap down on the inside line. So if this race goes green the rest of the way, they're going to have to pit at least one more time, and then there might be a few drivers that have to pit twice. It's going to be very close. Hold on one sec, guys. There we go, I think. Oop. No. Okay, sorry about that. There was a notification on Steam that made my computer, lag out a little bit. It made the game kind of lag out, so I had to close Steam real quick. Anyway, Sam Oskin is going to lead the field back to the green flag after the first caution of the race. We're back underway. Can that 44 stay with the 5? Or is he mechanically, does he have a mechanical issue? His car might be okay. He got a pretty good start, that 44 of Equan Hazem did. Look at Ron Jackson. Colin Hernandez making a move down low. Cole DeMarco did not get a good start. Going to be interesting over the next few laps to see who is able to stay with the draft and who is going to be slow. Don't know if there's going to be a lot of slow cars there. Fanning out everywhere behind Samet, though, trying to get past the 44 of Equan Hazem. Samet Oskin out front, trying to hold off the 75 of Andy Rollo. Andy going to go up top. I think the 44 is going to be okay. He looks to be underpowered. Look at Andy up top. Andy trying to make a move for the lead. Equan Hazem pushing Samet, though. And now here comes Equan Hazem on the inside. If we get a caution pretty soon, he could be on the lead lap. Equan Hazem trying to unlap himself here at Daytona. Andy Rollo all over the back of the 5. But up front, the 08 of Carl Hernandez being pushed by the 7 of Reese Spletzer. Chris Spletzer behind him. They're working together. And they're just racing so aggressively up at the front. I could see another crash. I mean, look at this. Almost 4 wide already after the restart. So Logan York pretty slow. He is at 175. Tony Hernandez 186. These drivers here are up to speed. I think they might have just lost the draft, though. And up front here, obviously, we have a big pack of cars. Reese Spletzer to the front. Here comes Chris Spletzer down low. Driver that's up in this lead pack, the 50 of Laura Lee Wiebe. Her car's not looking too bad. She's up in the top 20. She started last. So Reese Spletzer going to get the lead away from Carl Hernandez. Samet Oskin right behind him. Here comes Chris Spletzer now being pushed by Colby Harris and the number 15 on the inside line. A lot of drivers further back trying to stay with this lead draft. Nearing the halfway point of this race, getting closer to that mark. That's lap number 40. So Reese Spletzer, the number 7 out front, Chris Spletzer in first now while trying to get first away. He's on the inside line. That white, black, and blue number 3. Chris Spletzer on the inside. There's the 7 Reese Spletzer in the green and black car out front. Some of these drivers got some minor damage from that crash, and they're up in this pack. Pretty competitive. The pack is starting to get bigger, too. Sahara Rocha, the number 16, she is, I think, the last driver in this pack. She is, I don't even know where she is. She's back in 32nd position. Jackson Kelsey is in 33rd. He's about 2.5 seconds back. He is out of the draft. Everyone else is away from this main pack. But a lot of drivers in this lead pack. There could still be another huge crash. A lot of stuff could happen here. 3 wide for the lead. Chris Spletzer trying to take the lead away. Leaders are coming off of turn number 4. Logan York, he is exiting turn 2. And then in front of him, the 00, Tony Hernandez. He is up to speed, but he has lost the draft of these 4 drivers. Jeff Light, Skylar Rocha, that's Mike Afton, and the 55, Bean Weeby. They're up to speed. I don't know. I think if the leaders catch them, they'll be pretty good. They'll be all right. Noah Kim almost losing the pack. Same with Sahara and Jacob. They're just trying to stay up here if they can, or stay somewhat close to the leaders. The lead pack is starting to form up really tight again. Chris Spletzer led that last lap, and here he is. He's getting a huge push. He might be able to clear the top 2 lanes. This pack looks almost like it did when we first started this race. 32 drivers in the lead pack. Noah Kim and Sahara Rocha have still been able to keep touch with the pack, but Jacob Britt might be a little too far back now to stay with this pack. He is almost out of the draft of the 16 and the 54. 14 of Jackson Kelsey as well. He is out of the draft, but he is up to speed, so he should be safe for a little while. Off of turn 4, still 3 wide all the way back. 54 and a 16 have caught up with the lead pack. And look at this, it's another 4 wide mess up here. 26 of Daniel Voiles, the pole sitter. He is going to be aggressive now and make it 4 wide. This is just not what you want to see if you're in this lead pack, especially if you're behind these drivers. Not what you want to see here. 4 wide as I think the leaders are catching. The 02 of Logan York, Chris Spletzer, and Sam Adas can make some contact. Now the first 2 rows are 4 wide for the lead. Remember, last season in the 500, we did not see a big crash. We have already seen 1. And I don't think they're done wrecking yet. Daniel Voiles, the pole sitter, back out front. Here comes Robbie Bannister on the inside line. And number 4, he is looking for 2nd place. Daniel Voiles pulls ahead of the 4 wide Mayhem behind him. And now Robbie Bannister looking for the lead. Daniel Voiles slips up the track. They're catching the 02 of Logan York. Man, oh man, they are so close down the back stretch. Robbie and Chris almost made some contact. First caution happened about 10 laps ago. Will we see another crash already? Or will they be able to sort this out amongst themselves? Here's the 86 of Nottingham Scott. We have not talked about him yet today. Tavis Haken as well. Brendan Hancock and many others on the inside line trying to make it past these drivers. Logan York is going to probably split the pack up. They're pretty close to lapping him. They might lap him in the next lap or 2. Unless they crash. They could crash, and that could throw everything out of whack. 86 Nottingham Scott to the front. There's Logan. They're catching him pretty quick. Robbie Bannister, he is flirting with disaster there. Almost into Chris Spletzer, almost into, I don't know who that was. I think the 12th, Brendan Hancock, as Logan now going to slow the field. And Tavis Haken gets out front. They're still 4 wide. Are they going to be able to maneuver around the 0-2 without any issues? So far, so good. Everybody jumps down to 3 wide. Everyone trying to get down low. Logan luckily staying up top. That's going to hurt Daniel Voiles, the 7 of Reese Spletzer, and many others. A lot of drivers still trying to get down. As now it is a single file line ahead of these drivers. As long as everybody can get past pretty quickly, they should be able to draft their way back up to this lead pack. See now, Noah Kim stuck behind the 0-2. Noah Kim is going to go down low. Equan Hazem, a lap down. He is trying to get past that 0-2. He wants to be ahead of him if we have a restart. Some of these drivers, they are taking a little too long to get past that lap car of Logan York. You see Bean Weeby and company, they have caught the 14 of Jackson Kelsey. Mike Afton, Skylar Roach, and Jacob Britt as well was caught by these drivers, so now they have 6 cars in their pack. And the 00 Tony Hernandez, he's not that far back, despite being by himself. Really, the 0-2 of Logan York is the only driver that's off the pace by a very significant amount. So 38 of Axel Zero, the winner in the Truck Series to Homestead last season, the final race winner. He is leading this race. Colby Harris, Ryan Benjamin, underneath of him. Pack's definitely been split up. Can these drivers catch up, though, at the front of this field? See Destiny Borg, Matt Bouchot, they're drafting partners, teammates, if you will. And back here, you see the 9 of Bruce Zero, there's Ron Jackson and many others. They're in a single file line trying to catch the lead pack. And the 08 of Carl Hernandez might be the only driver that's kind of bad off here. He is in danger of losing the draft. Cole DeMarco, Colin Murphy, Noah Kim as well. Now we saw a pretty huge crash last night in the Division 2 Cup race here at Daytona. And it took a lot of drivers out late in the race. And I mean, it was anybody's race for the longest time. And especially after that happening, look at Alexander Jones up the track into his teammate, Ryan Benjamin. Making some contact. Sam and Oskin right there as well. Oh, Jeremiah Dwayne gets spun around. The 17 of Alexander Jones. And they're crashing. Callie Hancock involved. And they're still crashing up at the front. That's the 9 of Bruce Zero. The 8 of Ron Jackson. The 51 Foxy Pirate. You see the 1 Cole DeMarco. Heavy damage on his car. I think his race might be done. I don't know how he got his damage. Bruce Zero. Heavy damage. That actually might be damage from the previous crash. Cole DeMarco. Heavy damage to the front. Ron Jackson. Foxy Pirate. Damage. See, Jeff Light, Jeremiah Dwayne, Skylar Rocha, they were involved. Not a lot of damage. And Jeremiah has not had a good speed weeks. 21 of Kyle Vickers, he has some pretty big damage to his car. I don't think there's a lot of drivers that have damage, though. Some of these cars up here did get some minor damage. The 73 Carter Joey. The 08 of Carl Hernandez, he has a lot of damage. Callie Hancock, she was involved in that. I think the fender, if you look to the right, is a little bit more outward than the other side. Brendan Hancock, he has some damage. 38 of Axel Zero as well has damage. He was just leading this race. So teammates, first and second, Matt Bouchot, Destiny Borg, under the second caution of the day. It looks like everyone's going to come down pit road. We are about halfway through the pit window. Now, with the way that they're going to pit, if it would happen to go green flag the rest of the way, they're going to have to pit one more time with about 10 laps to go. See, Alexander Jones already out back on the track. So Destiny Borg in pit road. She just led that lap as Matt Pichot is one of the first pit stalls on the pit road. And Destiny out first. She might get the lead. The 24 came in first, and the 99 is going to come out first. So Destiny has the lead here at Daytona. 2 drivers a lap down, the 44 and the 02. Sam Odoskin second, third Chris Splutzer, fourth Matt Pichot, and fifth Reese Splutzer. So let's go ahead and show you what happened with Jeremiah Dwayne. Like we said, Jeremiah just has not had good speed weeks. He has been involved in so many crashes this week. He did finish the duels out pretty good in a photo finish for second, but the clash was not good for him. I don't know who spun him around. Man, Alexander Jones hit the wall hard. Looks right here to be maybe the 15. Yeah, 15, Colby Harris. Alexander Jones came down low. Colby hit the 17, and that just spun everybody around. The 21 of Kyle Vickers got some heavy damage. That's where Cole DeMarco got his damage at. Cole DeMarco ran into the back of Kyle. Alexander Jones, I'm surprised he is still in this race. That was a hard hit to the outside wall. Watch this. Very hard hit. He might be pretty slow on the restart. The fact that a lot of these drivers got past, Andy Rawless, Sahara, Rocha, they were able to get past without any damage, I think. Go ahead and watch the 75 of Andy Rollo. Let's watch on board with him. Andy was in this back part of the group, trying to catch up to the lead pack. See, he's already off the gas. Man, oh man, he was able to get past without any issues. You see Sahara and a few others, they follow in his footsteps. Get past without any issues. Go ahead and ride on board with the 1 of Cole DeMarco. Ooh, right there was the hard hit for Cole, and I think his day is probably going to be done. And Colton Harmon's team not having a good start to the 500. Not a good start to the season. Unfortunate for them. Go ahead and ride on board with the 17 of Alexander Jones. So Jeremiah spins out. Wasn't a hard hit, but he did get a good bit of damage there. A few others into the crash and just kind of evolved from there. So we're running out of cars that are clean. We don't have a lot of clean cars in this race. So now the 1 of Cole DeMarco, he is out of the race. 37 drivers on the lead lap and 39 drivers still in this race. Cole DeMarco, Colton Harmon both out of the race from the first 2 incidents of the day, and then the 2 of Brian Lancaster out of the race with clutch issues on pit road before the pace laps began. He was out of this race. He was scored with last place. And we are going to get the restart at the halfway point of this race. Destiny Borg out front. 2 cautions. We saw the big one already on lap number 21. And just a little bit ago, we saw the second crash of the day. Destiny had said she wants to win this race. Second place in the ARCA Series race last season. It's not good enough for her. She wants a win. So Logan York, Iquan Nazim on the inside line. We saw Logan was pretty slow on the restart. last time, and the only slow car at that point that was damaged. I'm not sure how slow any of the other cars that were involved in that second caution will be. Or, yeah, I don't know how slow they're going to be after the crash happens. So Destiny Borg out front, pace car about to drop down low and pit road, and we're about to get this race restarted. The halfway point of this race, 40 more laps to go at the line. So green flag back in the air. All eyes are going to be on the 0-2. How is he going to affect the pack? You already see Destiny and Samet. They're going to get a huge lead as Logan blocking the entire track. Equan Hazim trying to get past. You see Chris Spletzer behind the 0-2. This is going to create some issues already. Everybody's stacking up behind Logan. Chris trying to get down low. He does not have much room, though. Up front, Samet Osk and Destiny Borg battling for the lead. And this is going to be interesting. This pack could be pretty small for a while. Here comes the 26 of Daniel Voiles as well up front. He is in third. He is getting a huge run on the 5 and a 99. He is going to go down low and try to take the lead. I don't think he'll be able to. Meanwhile, they're stacking up behind Logan York. 3 wide. They're trying to get past him. Callie Hancock just got past. Laura Lee Wiebe as well. Ryan Benjamin. Chris Fletcher was able to get past. A lot of drivers pretty slow on this restart. A lot of these drivers now getting past. Jackson Kelsey, he's going to see if he can maybe draft up to the lead pack. Everyone's still stuck behind the 0-2. Bean Wiebe, Sahara Rocha, Brendan, Andy Rollo, Carl Hernandez are getting past. Unfortunate for the 54 of Noah Kim and the 4 of Robbie Bannister. They're stuck behind the 0-2 again. Noah was able to stay with the lead pack. A lot of drivers back here, so they might, if they can get past the 0-2, they might be able to draft their way to the front still. You see Tony Hernandez up to speed, a little slower. Same with Kyle Vickers. Alexander Jones, though, pretty slow. He's actually slower than the 0-2 of Logan York. You see this pack here, really 2 packs. They're about to form into one, and then you've got a huge pack back here with Jackson Kelsey and Ricky Freeman Jr. leading this pack. And more drivers behind them even trying to catch up here. If they can catch up to this pack, they should be able to catch up to these drivers up here. Destiny Borg leads this race after the halfway point. Definitely has taken a very interesting turn. As the teammates, the 99-24, first and second right now. Going to the back of the field here. See if these drivers can catch the lead pack as they're 4 wide back here. They're not playing around. They're trying to get as close to this pack as possible. Pretty far back, though. It is going to be a hard time for these drivers. 4 wide, though. You don't want to wreck. If you're in this pack, these drivers could wreck, and that could really create a lot of issues, obviously. Man, they're really racing 4 wide. Bean Wiebe is in the middle of this. He does not want to have a crash. Sahara Rocha, one of the remaining drivers on Harmon Motorsports. Meanwhile, the second group has caught the main pack. Laura Lee Wiebe, Reese Spletzer, Tavis Aiken, Colin Murphy, Chris Spletzer, the 11 of Callie Hancock, and maybe the 15 of Colby Harris. They have all caught this main pack, and then you see the massive pack behind them. And these drivers back here, they could be the source of the next caution. So they were 5.27 seconds back last time. And I mean, they're 3-4 wide back here. We're going to watch and see where 14th place, the 51, is going to be. Yeah, they're actually losing time. So Destiny Borg out front. She's got one of her teammates behind her, pushing her down the back stretch. Daniel Voiles and Matt Peugeot making a little bit of contact. Saban Oskin went way up the track, and he is going to get passed by Ryan. These drivers here in this lead pack, they are not really formed up that well. I don't think it's going to allow this next group to catch them. But they're losing some drivers pretty quick from this pack. The gap is 5.92 seconds, now 6.65. Oh, caution flag out, I think, somewhere. Oh, the 16, Sahara Rocha, the 51 of Foxy Pirate. So now the third caution out. What? Oh, Robbie Bannister as well? Andy Rollo? Bean Weeby's on pit road. I don't know what that's about. So can Bean Weeby get out of pit road? Look at Robbie Bannister. What is going on here? I think Bean is going to be a lap down. And Robbie as well. I don't know what is happening there. Robbie Bannister coming off of pit road. I think he is going to possibly be able to make it. He will make it out of pit road. So the third caution already out again. Ricky Freeman Jr., he has damage to the front of his car. You see Bean Weeby coming out of pits. But Bean is a lap down now. So they were running 4 wide back here in that second group, and I'm pretty sure that's where the crash started. We'll have to go back and show you there. See if they're going to let the 4 of Robbie Bannister by, or I don't know. He might have been in closed pits, so he might have a penalty. Doesn't look like Robbie is going to be allowed to get past. No. So Robbie Bannister is going to be put a lap down then. A huge contender in this race. We thought he would have a shot of winning this race. Andy Rollo is on pit road. Well, let's go back and see what happened. That was interesting. I don't know who started that crash. I think it might have been the 75 of Andy Rollo and the 51 Foxy Pirate who got together. Right here. Oh, actually, Bean Weeby made a little bit of contact. Whoa, Bean Weeby and the 51 almost upside down. Well, that was a harder hit for all these drivers than I really thought it was, or was going to be. Watch this again, off of turn 4. Sahara and Bean Weeby. Sahara hit Bean, and that hit Bean up into the 51 of Foxy Pirate. Jackson Kelsey around, Jacob Britt. So, the 55 and the 16 continuing their rivalry. Let's go on board with, I don't know, let's start out with the 14 of Jackson Kelsey. Right behind the initial contact. Jackson did not get much damage. I think Jackson's going to be okay. What about the 56, Ricky Freeman Jr., right behind Andy Rollo? Ooh, he got some damage there. Tell you, a driver who has been in just about everything so far is the 86 right here. Nottingham Scott. Watch this. Nottingham hit the 14 of Jackson, spun him around. Nottingham has been so close, or he's been very close to being involved in just about everything today. Right on board now with the 16 Sahara Rocha. See the contact right there with Bean, ever so slightly. And that put the 55 of Bean Weeby 1 lap down. Chris Spletzer on pit road. What is going on here? Chris is about to go a lap down. What in the world happened with him? So this was at the caution flag. Chris comes down pit road and got right side tires, and that was it. He's still on pit road. So Chris Spletzer a lap down now. Andy Rollo and the 51, a Foxy Pirate, they have both retired from the race. They're showing Bean Weeby, the 55, on the lead lap. Oh, him and Robbie Bannister. They're both on the lead lap. They are in front of the 26, who is the race leader, Daniel Voiles. So this could be an interesting restart. The 4 and the 55 trying to stay on the lead lap. Already 3 cautions and just 50 laps. It's been a pretty wild race. A lot of drivers with damage to their cars. So 26, Daniel Voiles is the race leader. Pace lights are off on the pace car, so we'll be going back to green next time by 29 laps to go on the restart. Don't miss next weekend, Bristol. It's going to be a lot of fun, as it usually is at that track. Lap cars, Logan York, Equan Hazem on the inside line. And the 3 of Chris Spletzer, if he is off of pit road. He is still on pit road. I don't know if he has a mechanical issue or what, but Chris's race has went from going okay to pretty bad. 7 of Reese Spletzer still in this race. Yeah, there we go. Chris Spletzer off of pit road. He is going to have to hurry if he does not want to be put another lap down. He is only being showed 1 lap down, so if we get a caution, he could maybe still be in contention, maybe get his lap back and try to get to the front pretty quick. It is going to be pretty hard for him to do that, though. Especially, he is just now coming off of turn 2 as the leaders are getting ready to take the green flag. The 4 and the 55 are on the tail end of the lead lap. The 02 and the 44 are a lap down. Green flag back in the air. So Robbie Bannister, Bean Weeby, able to get past the 02. The 02 is going to probably hold the rest of the field up. Logan York holding the race leader up. Here comes Laquan Hazim, getting past the leaders as well. Matt Peugeot now goes to the front. Here comes Sam Odoskin, Bryson Bannister, Colin Murphy, Tavis Haken on the inside. And this is going to create a huge log jam yet again on the backstretch. Everybody trying to get past. If we get a quick caution, the 55 and the 4, they're back in this race. But the race leaders, some of them have gotten past. The 10, the 24 battling for the lead now. In front of them, the lap cars, the 44, the 55, and the 4. And Bryson Bannister to the front at Daytona. 28 laps to go. I didn't think we would have this many drivers at this point in the race that are still in this race and still alive. Bryson getting a huge draft off the lap cars, off the cars in front of him. Bean Weeby, Robbie Bannister trying to stay out front, but Bryson is going to go past all of them. He might even get past the 44 of Equan. So that's going to put the 4 and the 55 one lap down. Here comes Matt Peugeot, Colin Murphy, and many others. Quan Hazim trying to hold on to his position on the track. A lot of drivers single file. They've gotten past Logan York. And look at this, Colin Murphy. Thought he was going to try to make it 4 wide between the 10 and the 24. Not yet. So Alexander Jones, Chris Spletzer is up to speed. And then you've got all these drivers back here. They're not too slow, a lot of these drivers. Obviously, Logan York is slow, and he is holding up a lot of drivers back here. Noah Kim, Carl Hernandez, Sahara Rocha, Skylar Rocha, they are losing the draft. Some of these drivers here, Ryan Benjamin and Callie Hancock trying. Same with the 86 and the 99, who was the leader, Destiny Borg. They're trying to gain some ground on these drivers. So Jeremiah Dwayne might be the last driver in the pack, at least for now. Jeremiah's back in, 13th position, and we have 3 drivers up here that are a lap down. So 16 drivers right now in the lead pack, with a lot of other drivers following, being led by Jackson Kelsey back there in 14th. Some of these drivers up at the front. This is pretty cool to see. You have Ron Jackson, he's up at the front. Sam Odoskin, the 73 of Carter Joey. Laura Lee Weeby as well. She really has not had any good finishes in her career. She's had some good runs, but they've been kind of deflated as races have went on. Ron Jackson still looking for his first win. Almost got it during season number 1. Photo finish with, I believe it was, I don't know if it was Ryan Benjamin or, I don't know who it was. It might have been Tyrell Resner, actually. Tyrell's not in the season this time around. He was in season number 2. So, Alexander Jones is going to be the next driver to go a lap down. He will be going a lap down soon. And this could give a lot of opportunities to catch this lead pack. Alexander coming off of turn 2 as the leaders are coming through the tri-oval. Chris Spletzer is coming off of turn 4, so Chris is okay. See 12 Brendan Hancock, the 22 Jeremiah Dwayne, staying with this group for now. Jeremiah was in a crash earlier in this race. He was involved in the second caution, and he is still running up in the top 15. Look at this, Ron Jackson to the front. Robbie Bannister has made his way into the top 5, along with Bryson, who is beside him in the number 10. Ron gonna lead that lap. Get some bonus points in his season. So 23 laps to go right now. Once they catch the 17, this could really change who is in this pack, and it could change a lot. See the second pack being led by Callie. Callie's coming up towards the front. She's trying to get that pack closer. They're 3 seconds back. We're going to watch the gap, see where it is this time by. Ron Jackson trying to stay in the middle line. His teammate Lauralee Weeby further back, and that number 50, she started last after not having any laps done in the duel. She did not complete any laps at all. So Callie Hancock back in 14th. She only lost 0.04 seconds. Not much time at all. So they have a pretty good opportunity right here as the 17 is really slow. He is about to go 1 lap down in the next lap or 2. Colin Murphy on the outside line trying to get the lead away from Ron. Bryson Bannister as well down low. And here we go. Who is going to get past the 17? Bryson Bannister going to get past without any issues. He is going to get a huge lead. And now Ron Jackson able to get past. Everyone trying to fight to get past that 17. Here comes the second group of cars. Equan Hazim, Bean Weeby, they have gotten past the 17. They're both a lap down. They're trying to get their laps back. Bryson Bannister has a huge lead. See, everybody trying to get past the 17. Tavis Haken right now being stuck behind the 17 car. Callie Hancock, she might be on the lead pack. Same with Ryan Benjamin. Destiny Borg. That 17 needs to get off the track. Look at this. Jeremiah, Dwayne, and Tavis, they almost crashed. Trying to get past the 17. Oh, they do. They hit. Wow, Jeremiah almost spun Tavis around. I don't know if maybe that was some payback. I don't think Jeremiah and Tavis were too happy on that exchange. They hit once off of turn 4 and then again in a tri-oval. But they got past without crashing. Almost sent that 17 around. So these drivers back here could be out of contention for now. Up at the front, Ron Jackson takes the lead away from the 10 of Bryson Bannister. Equan Hazem now unlaps himself for now. See if he can stay on the lead lap. 19 laps to go. And now Logan York about to go a lap down as well. All these drivers are catching the leaders. And I don't know how they got past that 17 without crashing. That was too close. Tavis Haken, he has kind of fallen back away from Destiny. So now Logan York is going to be the next driver to go another lap down. And again, this could split the field up again. This could allow some drivers to get past. They're more single file than they were before. So I think this could be a good opportunity for a lot of drivers to get past. But up at the front, they are starting to battle 3 wide. I would not do that yet. There's Logan. Ron Jackson has never won in the Cup Series. He is leading this race. Who is going to punch their ticket and be in the chase? Remember, we have 16 spots available, and 12 drivers are going to have a shot of winning. We could have 12 different drivers, unless we have a repeat winner. See, the leader's now catching Logan. Ron made a very evasive move down low to get past, and he will get past. Top 3 drivers getting past, and the rest of the cars now catching up. Destiny Borg, Brendan Hancock have caught up to Logan. The second group of cars now going to try to get up here and get into the draft. Unfortunately, Colin Murphy, Matt Bouchot, Robbie Bannister, they're being stuck behind the 0-2. And it really now depends on the second group of cars. If they can get past without any issues with that 0-2, they should be able to latch onto this pack. Stay right with them. The pack is single file. And they're putting some pretty fast times down now. If they can get past Logan, they'll be alright. And here the second group is Osman Hamid, Tavis Haken, many others going to try to get past the 0-2. And they are going to have some issues. Jeremiah Dwayne not going to be able to get past yet. He's looking down low. Jackson Kelsey's stuck behind them as well. Noah Kim is there. They might be able to latch onto this pack. They're with the 45, the 45's with the 24, and so on and so forth all the way up front. Look who's in the lead. Callie Hancock to the front. Laura Lee Wiebe underneath of her. Callie Hancock won at Daytona last season, the night race. She is looking for another win. Start off her season in the chase. She was a top contender last season. Finished 10 points out of first. Tim Hoffman barely nudged her out after she was involved in a crash at Homestead. Only 10 points separated those drivers. But I don't think it's going to be this easy. There's a lot of contenders still in this race, and a lot of drivers are coming up trying to catch the draft. So you see, leaders are entering turn 1. Chris Spletzer in the middle of the backstretch. Alexander Jones and probably Kyle Vickers going to go a lap down soon. I would say Jeremiah Dwayne, Jackson Kelsey might be out of luck. Actually, all these drivers are. Looks like Matt Bouchot, the 24, might be able to catch up to this pack. I'm not really sure. Lead pack is dwindling as the laps are winding down. 10 drivers in this pack. Then there's Bean Wiebe, Colin Murphy. Those would be the 11th and 12th drivers, but they're not 11th and 12th in position. The 55 is a lap down. The 44 is a lap down. So the top 9 drivers are in this lead group. Colin Murphy is 10th. He is the number 13. With not a lot of drivers out of this race either. You don't want to be stuck a lap down. That is not going to be a good finish. Oh, wow, the 17. Oh, no, that's... never mind. I was having a flashback to last season. So Laura Lee Wiebe, Callie Hancock trying to hold off everybody. They're side by side. Laura Lee's second. Imagine if she could get the win. Ron Jackson, her teammate, is up here as well in the top 10. Bean Wiebe is trying to catch up to this draft, see if he can help the 50 and the 8. Right now, there's not enough draft in this lead pack, so Callie has the preferred line up top. The middle line, the inside line trying to get past. Here comes the pack on Alexander Jones. This is going to be a huge point in the race. Where are they going to go when they catch him? And look at this. They're 4 wide behind the race leaders. Bruiser goes down low. As they have caught the 17. Laura Lee Wiebe gets past Callie almost into the back of the 17. I think Bruiser got past as well. Callie, the third driver to get past. Now Daniel Voiles, and here comes Bean Wiebe merging with this group. This is going to slow Ryan Benjamin, Sam Oskin, Destiny Borg. This is going to split the lead pack up. This could be what some of these drivers back here needed. The 45, Osman Hamid, Matt Bouchot, the 24. The 4 of Robbie Bannister, Carter Joey. The 45 gets by. Robbie gets by. I didn't realize the 12, Brendan Hancock, is out of the draft, and he's trying to catch up to the 23. Oh, and look at this. Robbie Bannister coming down pit road. Wasn't sure if they'd be able to make it on fuel, and I guess they are not able to. Drivers making pit stops. Look at Bruiser going for the lead. He won at Atlanta last season. He's trying to start his season off the right way, battling with the 50. The 50 of Laura Lee Weeby has never won a race in the Cup Series or the Truck Series. Here comes Callie Hancock back again. Callie Hancock down low, being pushed by the 26, Daniel Voiles, the pole sitter. It's less than 10 to go. They've caught Kyle Vickers. Chris Butts are going to go a lap down soon, another lap. Robbie Bannister off of pit road. So Callie Hancock out front. Daniel Voiles second. Third, Ron Jackson. And in fourth place would be the 10. That is Bryson Bannister. In fifth place right now is the number 9, Bruiser. Do anybody else have to make pit stops? Not sure if they're going to have to. We'll have to wait and see. Less than 10 to go. I think they're probably going to have to come down and make some pit stops. Chris Butzer catching up to the 4 of Robbie Bannister. The 8 of Ron Jackson down low, trying to make a move for second. Equan Hazim going to stay up top. Callie going down low, blocking the 8 of Ron. These drivers trying to catch up that are back here. They just got past the 21 of Kyle Vickers. Single file for now. No big groups of cars. You see right here, these drivers drafting, trying to catch up to these cars, and they're, I think, out of time to catch up to the leaders, though. But will we have pit stops? What is going to happen? Can Callie Hancock hold on for 7 more laps here at Daytona? Get her first Daytona 500 win. Equan Hazim on the inside. He is a lap car. That's what Callie wants to see, side by side with a lapper. That would be ideal for her. Look at Daniel Voiles on the outside, being pushed by Ron Jackson. Laura Lee Weeby on the inside. Callie has found her way into a great position. There's not a lot of drafting help up front. There still might be pit stops, and that could be the key factor in who wins the race, who gets out front first, if they have to pit. We saw Robbie come down. Robbie and Chris are about to go a lap down. That's going to be interesting when they catch them. Those two drivers will be able to hold on to this pack and run with these drivers. We said the 44 is a lap down. Bruiser, or I'm sorry, that's the 26, Daniel Voiles in second. So the top 8 drivers are in this group. There's 9 cars in the pack, and here's Logan York. He is going to slow up these drivers. Callie Hancock going to get slow behind him. Oh, man, that's not good for Callie, as now Daniel Voiles goes to the front. Callie Hancock, I think, got the worst end of that deal. Laura Lee up to second now. Behind her is the 9 of Bruiser. Ron Jackson might be able to get past, but Callie being slowed by that 0-2. That entire outside line, this is going to mess up the entire front pack. Destiny Board, Colin Murphy, they're up with this group. So now Daniel Voiles trying to get past the 4 and the 3. Laura Lee Weeby as well going to try to get up here. Stay behind that 26. 5 to go, this time by 4 to go. Laura Lee chasing her first win ever. Imagine if she could get her team off to a win, a victory here at Daytona. That would be pretty incredible. She's right behind the race leader, the 26. The 3 and the 4 go 1 lap down. Bruiser is up here as well. Daniel Voiles, the pole sitter, in his first start, is the race leader. Here comes Laura Lee Weeby now, down low. The 9 of Bruiser is going to go with her. Oh no, Bruiser going to jump up to the outside line. and hang Laura Lee Weeby out to dry. Will anybody go down low and help Laura Lee? There's a lot of help coming, though. Ryan Benjamin, the 44 of Equan Hazim. And Chris Spletzer now goes down low. Chris has been pretty quick. He might be helping Laura Lee to the front. He knows he can't win this race now. Callie Hancock has, almost caught back up to the lead draft. Same with the 99 Destiny Borg. 3 wide. The number 50 and the 26, the middle line and the outside line, are the 2 lead cars battling for the win. The 44 of Equan Hazim being pushed by the 45, Osman Hamid. Those are teammates on the inside line. 3 laps to go. This time it's going to be 2 to go. Alexander Jones is going to slow this pack. That could be the deciding factor of this race. Destiny Borg in 8th place, not able to hang on to the draft yet. Callie Hancock up to 7th. She is going down low. Drafting with Ron, Jackson, Osman Hamid, Equan Hazim. Laura Lee Weeby now edges out the 26. She has the lead for now. 2 to go here at Daytona. And they're almost 4 wide behind her. Actually, they might be entering the turn. 4 wide for the lead. Here comes Osman Hamid, the 45 for the lead. Osman Hamid down low. Here comes Ron Jackson, Callie Hancock. They have caught the 17 of Alexander Jones. Laura Lee now falling back. Callie Hancock was able to get up here. Will we have a first-time winner? The 45 has never won. The 8 of Ron Jackson looking for his first win. Here's Callie Hancock now up to 3rd. Laura Lee Weeby being pushed by the 26 Daniel Voiles. Ryan Benjamin up here as well. Ryan does not have any drafting help. White flag in the air as Ron Jackson has the lead. Callie Hancock pushing him up to the front. First and second, the 8 and the 45 have never won a race. Ron Jackson to the front. Here comes Callie Hancock being pushed by Chris Spletzer. Now Equan Hazim goes down low. Can Ron get the win? Can he hold off the 11 of Callie Hancock? Ryan Benjamin, Laura Lee Weeby, and many others. They're too far back. Equan Hazim went down low. He should have stayed up top. Chris Spletzer pushing Callie to the front. Ron Jackson now falling back to 2nd. I think it's going to be too little too late for the 8. Out of turn number 4. It is going to be the 11 of Callie Hancock. She is going to punch her ticket to the playoffs. She wins the Daytona 500. Ron Jackson nudges out the 45 of Osman Hamid for 2nd. Man, oh man. What a race. That was the 17, Alexander Jones. That was basically the deciding factor of this race. Ryan Benjamin got a 4th place finish. Great start to his season. Laura Lee Weeby, a top 5. Another awesome finish for her. Well, good finish for her. Great finish for that team. So, about 10 laps ago, Callie Hancock had lost the lead and the draft once she had caught I believe it was the 02 of Logan York. And that put the 26 and the 50 up, battling for the lead. And then they caught the 17 of Alexander Jones. And that put the 11, the 8, and the 45 in contention to win the race. And the other drivers too far back. So Callie Hancock getting a win at Daytona. She has won the night race at Daytona and now the Daytona 500. Ron Jackson, again, another 2nd place finish. He just has not been able to get a win. Had the lead on the last lap, but it did not go his way. Respectable 2nd place finish, though, for him. His teammate, Laura Lee Weeby, 5th place. Not bad at all. Osman Hamid, 3rd. And his, first Cup season start this season. He was, I believe he raced a few races last season. He was in the ARCA Series. So ARCA Series driver finishing 3rd. We said Ryan Benjamin, Laura Lee Weeby rounding out the top 5. Daniel Voiles, Bruce Bryson Bannister, Destiny Borg, and Colin Murphy round out the top 10. And in the second group, the second pack, it was Carter Joey, Matt Bouchot, Sam Oskin, Tavis Haken, Nottingham Scott, Brendan Hancock, Jackson Kelsey, Jeremiah Dwayne, Axel Zero, and Noah Kim rounding out the top 20. Back here, it gets a little worse. A lot of these drivers had damage outside of the top 20. Carl Hernandez, Colby Harris, Skylar Rocha, Jacob Britt, Sahara Rocha, Tony Hernandez, Jeff Light, Reese Splitzer, Ricky Freeman Jr., and Mike Afton. Equan Zim, the first car, a lap down. Him, Bean Weeby, both a lap down. They finished 31st, 32nd. Kyle Vickers, a lap down from his damage. Chris Spletzer was put 2 laps down. Something happening on pit road on that final caution. I'm not sure what that was exactly, but they had issues on pit road. Robbie Bannister, he had to come down pit road before the race ended. He stayed out to stay on the lead lap on that last caution. So he finishes in 35th, 36th Alvin Jones, and 37th Logan York. Out of the race from crashes or mechanical failures, Andy Rollo, Foxy Pirate, Cole DeMarco, Colton Harmon, and Brian Lancaster. So, a very wild Daytona 500. Callie Hancock gets the first win of the season for Division Number 1. 11 more races remain in the regular season. Who else is going to join Callie in the championship? Remember, if we get 12 different winners, we're going to have 4 drivers that make it into the championship on points. That'll basically be the first 4 drivers in the points standings without a win. Now, let's say we get some repeat winners. That's going to allow more drivers to make it into the championship on points. I'm kind of hoping we get some repeat winners. That would be kind of neat. See a lot of drivers make it in with points. 16 drivers have a shot in the final 8 races of winning the championship. So Callie Hancock, she will start her season off with a win. Let's go ahead and show you what the points are like after the first race. We'll see you guys here in a second. So the points after the Daytona 500, Callie Hancock gets the win over Ron Jackson. She is the points leader. Destiny Borg ended up leading the most laps. She led 12 laps. Daniel Voiles led 10. I thought it was going to be between those 2 drivers, and then also Laura Lee Weeby at the end here. Laura Lee led 3 laps. And then also, all the way down here, Jeff Light, in the beginning of the race, he led 11 laps. He finished 26th after some late crashes. But, yeah, you're going to see down here, some of these drivers don't have a start. You might be thinking, well, why do we have 46 people here, and why don't they have a start? I basically imported all the results from Speed Weeks, including the Clash and the Duels, and these drivers were in the Clash. I just imported them so we could save the results for, further down the road. We could see who won the exhibition races. So don't worry, we're not scored as points, and these drivers will just be here for the rest of the season. So, yeah, that's why that's there. I just wanted to show you guys that. Anyway, here are the points. You can go down and see where you're at. Basically, wherever you finished is more than likely where you're at. I guess it just really depends on how many laps you led, or if you led the most laps. I think Destiny Borg might have finished in 8th or 9th place, but she led the most laps, so she gets 5 more points than anyone else. So yeah, that is the top 38 drivers here, and then we'll show you some of the more, some more drivers down low. Unfortunately, Logan York, he is back here. Logan did not lead any laps. Andy Rollo led 1 lap, so Andy is ahead of Logan by 2 points. See Foxy Pirate, Brian Lancaster as well. So very wild race, to say the least. 3 cautions. It was just mayhem, especially in the last half, I guess. Well, the first half had 2 cautions. The last half had 1. There was almost a couple more cautions. There's some times where we thought it was going to be pretty wild, but we'll see. Race number 2, Bristol, coming up next week. Who can get a win? Will we have a first-time winner? We will see you guys later. Hopefully you enjoy this weekend of racing. See you later. Have a great day.